Good morning, everyone. This is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Welcome to my monthly. Good morning, everyone. Oops, hold on. I always forget to turn the volume down on my iPad. So welcome, everyone. This is my monthly paper pumpkin alternative. And this month I'm using the March 2019 kit. These are the 2 cards that I made using the kit instructions. And I'm going to give it a few more seconds here. I can see you guys all joining me. Good morning. So what a pretty box showed up this month to celebrate our 6th year of Paper Pumpkin. If you've been with us for 6 years or if you just joined, the kits just keep getting better and better each month. So this was the box. Very pretty box. I always use this for storage when they're so pretty like this. These are the cards if you follow the directions that came with the kit. And my mom has a birthday coming up in April, so I used her age. We get a whole bunch of die cut numbers that come with the kit, so you can put whatever number you want. So you could actually make your cards ahead of time and then save the numbers for last when you need a card. Now, when you open up the card, they're going to all have this beautiful pop-up cake on the inside. And all you actually have to do, everything is scored for you. All you do, like on this one, is add the candles and then add the sentiment. On the next one, I use 32 because my son is going to be 32 in the month of May. And again, you have the cake on the inside. And instead of balloons on this one, we have the bows. So, of course, I'm going to show you some alternative projects today. And another thing that showed up in our box this month because of the 6th birthday celebration is a free stamp set, which included these huge numbers. And I just love these numbers. Now, a lot of people are asking, the balloon that you see down here, this does go with our balloon bouquet punch. It's actually a little bit larger. So when you go in and try to cut it, you have a little bit of wiggle room there to cut your balloon image. Now, just an announcement for April. We are going to have a special distinctive stamp set in our April box. And if you don't know what distinctive means, I have 2 stamp sets for samples here, just to give you an idea. These 2 are considered distinctive stamp sets. They have a lot of detail. You can see on the Healing Hugs how detailed the flower image and the leaf image is. And then on the Seize the Day, the same thing with the little trees here that are very, very detailed. So I'm anxious to see what's going to show up in our April box. Okay, so let's get started on alternative number 1. For this one, I'm using thick Whisper White cardstock, 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. And if you don't have the thick Whisper White, the regular white or the shimmer white works well. Now, this is one of the sheets that has numbers on it. You can't tell. What I did is I glued a Whisper White panel on the back, and I'm using this as designer paper. And all the numbers are still there. You just can't see them. So I'm going to glue that. Because when I finished my kit, I did a lot of alternative cards. I still have a lot of numbers left on the number sheet. So I'm going to glue this in place. Next, I'm going to add one of the banners that came with the kit. I'm just going to glue that at the top. Now, I did notice I had 2 little pieces that fell off here. I'm going to find them and just glue them back in place. I also used one of our white layers. I cut it in half, actually for project number 3 that I'll show you. I didn't want to waste this piece, so I'm actually using this as my sentiment layer. I'm also going to glue that at the top. And then I'm going to Even though we got the Poppy Parade stamping spot, I'm going to bring in my large ink pad just to make it quicker for stamping this morning. And I'm going to add It's Your Birthday. So this comes in 2 stamps. I did forget to bring out the stamp set to show you that you can actually create your own wording. It's your birthday, happy birthday. Today we celebrate you. There's some confetti, a birthday hat, and a little candle. So you can mix and match. Now I've already gone ahead and added the mini dimensionals to the back of 2 of the hats and 1 bow. I'm going to add the bow right here. This one is pretty simple. And then I'm going to add 2 hats to the bottom of my banner. Okay, and that's card number 1. And you could do this with the other sheet of numbers. That's more of the polka dotted confetti. But isn't that cute and easy? So there's number 1 for you. Let me set up for number 2. Now for number 2, I'm using Poppy Parade 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. I wanted to talk about this card base size for a minute because quite a few people have asked me if I always use the long, the vertical card like I do here. The reason I do this a lot is for photography purposes. The card stands up much nicer for me that way. So you could actually use 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 scored at 4 1/4 and still come out, but it would open this way. I just use this a lot only because it photographs better for me. Now I've gone ahead and cut one of the card bases to measure 5 1/4 by 4. So if you cut your card base like that, you actually end up with 2 pieces, so you can make 2 cards. You know what? I need to cut a little bit smaller. I think I actually forgot to cut it. So that's going to be 4 by 5 1/4. I think I just got it on the score line. I was supposed to cut it in front of you guys, so that worked out all right. Okay, and doesn't that pop nicely against the Poppy Parade? Now for this one, I actually, where did I put my cards? What I did, I took one of these panels and actually cut off the layers of the birthday cake. So you're going to see here that I have 3 of the layers. And I wanted to glue them on the front of the card rather than on the inside. And I'm actually going to add the little birthday candles. Okay, that one is ready. Whoops, let me bring that down just a little bit. I can still see some Poppy Parade there. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one I'm going to add the banner to. And the smallest one, I'm going to add the 4 candles to. Now, I'm just going to glue that right to, oh, that one has glue on it already. Add that right to the bottom. I'm going to leave it up so I can slide the other one underneath. So all I'm going to do is make a 3-tiered cake right on the front instead of on the inside. Okay, so there's my cake for the front. And then next I'm going to do happy birthday on this one. So there's my happy and the birthday. And then I'm going to add stamping dimensionals. I'm going to tell you why I didn't add candles to the second layer, because to me, if you add a sentiment right here, it wouldn't make sense to have candles to catch the sentiment on fire, right? So that's why I did it that way. So there's card number 2. So like I said, all I did is cut out the cake shape right on the score lines and then glued them to the front. Pretty easy. Now my third one is my favorite. I kept the best one for last. Let me just move all of my pieces aside. So I am again using Poppy Parade. I'm going to bring in my scoring tool. So this measures 8 by 8. I'm going to score twice at 4 inches. Turn that over. I'm going to bring in my paper snips. Just cut on one score line up to the center. And then I need to use my score tool again. I'm going to find the score line here and here and draw a diagonal line. Now you guys have seen me show this to you before. I drew with a permanent marker at the 6-inch mark. I drew a black line there, so it makes it easy for me to line up when I want to do diagonal scoring. So I'm going to do diagonal on this one, and then using the same where I ended on the opposite panel. Okay. Now let me go ahead and score on the score, or fold on the score lines. This is a card fold that has been surfacing all over Blogland and all over Facebook. And I thought this was perfect to use for the birthday card. Okay, so we have 4 panels. I've gone ahead and cut a card base with 2 pieces measuring 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. I'm going to go ahead and glue one. And this is going to go on the flap that we created. On the next one, we're going to cut it in half diagonally. So I'm just going to line up the points on the track. Go ahead and cut 2 triangles. And those are actually going to go on the top where we scored the 2 triangles. So there's one. Okay, so that's all we're going to do for designer paper. Now next, what I did, I used 2 of these white tags that came with the kit. This one stays flat as is. The other one you score in half, and then you score in half again. So it's going to look like a little easel card. So let me bring in all of the other pieces. And again, I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday. Sorry if there was a pause in the video there. My phone just rang. Okay, so what we're going to do with this one, I do want to create a little easel on the inside of this card. So right here where this folded in half the second time is where I'm going to add adhesive, and it's only on that little portion. And then we're going to line up the other tag exactly on top so they're even. And then I'm going to do some stamping. Or actually, I already did my stamping, but I wanted to add some confetti. So I'm going to bring in Bermuda Bay ink. Here's my confetti. I'm actually going to ink the confetti, stamp it on scrap, and then stamp it so it's a lighter shade. And then I'm going to glue the sentiment in place with dimensionals. So that's going to go right on the bottom, right there. Next, I have 2 birthday hats. And we had so many extra die cut layers. It's so nice that we had extra to play with to add more cards to our collection. There's the little birthday hat. And of course, if you run out of birthday hats, don't forget that we do have the stamp image too. You'd have to hand cut, but that's okay. It's not that bad. Okay, so now we have the little easel that's going to stand up. So I'm going to add glue to the bottom half. Where's my snail? And what I want to pay attention to when I glue this down is I want to be able to fold this card when I'm done. So I'm actually going to fold this flat and make sure that it fits inside the rectangle. And then it's going to open up and sit up. But we need a little holder right here. So I'm going to add one of the bows and pop it up. And this is going to sit right here at the front. And you can see that it's going to hold up the little card so it sits up. So next, what you do to stand up the card, you take this portion, you flip it over here, and you've got a pop-up card. Isn't that cute? So I thought this set was perfect to do this with. And you would not glue this down because you want to be able to actually send this and fold it this way. So you'd have to make a square envelope to be able to send that in. But it's not that thick, so it should still go as a first class mailing item. So again, you just fold the little triangular pieces down, and then you fold this over and it stays up that way. So let me bring in the other 2 cards that I made using the kit. These were the 2 alternative cards. And let me see where these 2 were with the directions using the kit. And you guys will be seeing more on my blog hopefully this week. And I also will be part of the Paper Pumpkin Facebook page. If you look for Paper Pumpkin, I mailed in 7 more projects. So you guys will see that when they do their live, which should be sometime this week. So don't forget to subscribe by April 10th if you want to take part in the distinctive stamping kit that we're going to receive. And you'll see my Paper Pumpkin subscription link at the top of the video when I post it. So thanks so much for joining me, everyone. I hope you liked my projects, and join me again. I'm not sure when I go live again, but I'll post it on my Facebook page. Have a good week, everyone.